Hey, this is Steve Bloom, and you are listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
You are now on the inside of what I like to call the circle of trust.
We are all connected in the great circle of life.
You know something, Bert? What? I think you and I are going in circles.
It feels like we're going in circles.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Because it's a circle.
Yeah, we heard about the circle.
Yes, we're familiar with shapes.
Hey, this is Chuck.
This is Greg.
And this is Dan, and we are Talking in Circles, brought to you by the Geekcast Radio Network, the podcast that likes to whip and likes to nay-nay. Today we are debuting a brand new game, because that's what we do here, called Favorite Least Favorite, which plays exactly like it sounds. We'll be talking about random topics, talking about our favorite things and our least favorite things, from food to cartoons to comics, exactly what we talk about here. But before we get to our new game, let's get how's the week been going for you guys?
My week's going pretty good. Nothing too exciting happened, except that I learned something really great on the internet, which doesn't always happen.
By accident?
Yes, by accident. It was actually one of those little clickbait article things, but this one actually turned out to be pretty useful. Well, useful is a strong word. It's just an interesting fact.
Useful in getting a new computer from the virus that he got.
Yes. But actually what I learned was there is a store in Los Angeles for time travelers.
Oh, cool.
Is it because you get knocked out and you wake up 3 days not knowing what happened?
Missing a kidney. A tub full of ice. No, it's called the Echo Park Time Travel Mart. And their motto is, whenever you are, we're already there. Or, sorry, we're already then.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
That's not complicated at all.
And they, it's pretty amazing, actually. It says, they have, like, these funny signs and stuff in there. Now, honestly, I don't know how they're staying open, because they're not making any money off of anything. Maybe it's just a tourist thing where they charge, like, $2 to enter. I have no idea. But, they have these funny signs on the door. Like, the one says, temporal law prohibits the sale of fire to pre-Neolithic men. It says, no upright posture, no mastery of tools, no fire, weak hard. And there's another sign, if you were born after today's date in the year 7021, you can't buy fire or fire-generating products. They have, like, things on their shelves. They have, like, circuit boards. They have they're in containers, and they're called robot emotions. There's a circuit board for rage. There's one for happiness, and all these other things. There's big cans of food called mammoth chunks.
Mammoth chunks. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That sounds like if you made a Zord from the chunk from the Goonies, if you became like one of Rita's from the Power Rangers monsters, gigantic chunk.
I choose you!
And the best thing of all is they actually have a slushie machine. And it's called Time Freezy Hyper Slush.
Wow.
And there's an out of order sign on it. It says come back yesterday.
Nice. It makes me think of that commercial that's been on the air a lot when I forget even what it's for, but it's like, they're talking about time travel. Oh, it's for like an iPhone or something like that. And it's like, these are my leftovers from tomorrow. I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah. Wow. Time travel is, I guess, with it being 2015, time travel is, a big hit right now.
Yeah, it's in the news a lot,
Yeah. Interesting.
So my second week in a row, I've opened with a story about time travel.
Are you secretly a time traveler?
I don't know. You're going to have to ask me that yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, man. Jeez, that's going to be difficult.
It would be kind of cool, but I feel like I'd be the guy that ruins everything.
Yeah.
You know, like in Futurama, where they're traveling very fast through time and they try to shoot Hitler, and they're like, "Oh, we accidentally shot Eleanor Roosevelt." I'd probably be the moron that screws something up. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah. I feel like though, like with how sensitive people are for spoilers, like how would that happen if you're like someone that travels in the future? You would just be like spoiler alert.
They'd just be walking around with their hands on their ears, like la 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 la.
I know.
Yeah, you gotta wonder.
Greg, how things going with you?
We're going with the 2 weeks in a row theme. I am also still sick. Yay!
Unfortunately, we've actually traveled in podcast time only about a few moments, but for you guys, it's been a week. But unfortunately, Greg's still not feeling well.
Nope. I didn't change. I didn't get better in the past half an hour to an hour. Damn medical people! They need to improve our health system or something. I don't know.
We should get like a microwave, something like that, but for medicine. Just like you dip in this thing and you'll be good. So I don't know. Unfortunately, yeah, and unfortunately, not much has happened with me either. Though the cool thing is, my wife is actually starting this teacher store thing. She's a teacher and she's starting this online store, which I'm kind of excited because she's going to start blogging and everything like that, which it's like, stuff she made fun of me for such a long time for. So I'm looking forward to that, being her guide in all this, helping her out. And
I was trying to... Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope.
I know. And hoping I can, I kept making fun of her saying the next step is podcasting, but then she told me she's doing it for the money. I'm like, well, then you don't want a podcast because that's not a thing that happens unless you're Chris Hardwick or, someone like that. It's not really money-making business. So, unless people want to give us money, then feel free. But one thing Geekcast Radio is doing, and maybe attempts to get money, is we're doing again. I talked about it last week. The top 100 TV shows, and doing that, I'm trying to create my own list, and I needed to catch up with a bunch of TV shows I have yet to watch. And one of them that's been on my to watch list for a very long time, and I finally sat down and okay, now I have no excuse. I need to watch it. And I don't know why it took me this long, but is Parks and Rec. I don't know if any of you guys have watched that at all.
I do. I have watched it. It is a very good show. I like Nick Offerman, and of course, Star-Lord is fantastic in that.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. The cast is pretty phenomenal. It's like what helped break out Chris Pratt. Nick Offerman, like you mentioned, is great. His character is one of the greatest TV characters of all time, and I'm not even joking. He is amazing. He's this libertarian character who loves meat more so than anything, and he's phenomenal. Especially when he gets super excited about something. It's hilarious. It's a great cast. Amy Poehler's in it. I'm on season 5. I'm halfway through season 5. The first season's not that great. It's kind of finding its footing, similar to The Office. It didn't really, I think, get going until the season 2, really season 3, when Adam Scott comes on board. I think it's really, really hits it tight. But it's a really great show. And Chuck, I think you would like it too, because what's interesting about it is that it's at the core of it. It's these characters kind of all get along, and there's something pleasant about it. It's really quaint. They're all positive people for the most part, and they do some weird things, but they all, at the end of the day, are good people, especially Amy Poehler's character. And it's weird to see that, where you see well, this is a lead in a character who, what's interesting about her is that she cares so much for other people. And it's funny in that end, but it's also kind of a cool thing to see, where it's not just nastiness. And, I love that. I love The League, and The League, it's characters who are very awful human beings and stuff like that. But it's cool seeing a show where it's wow, these characters are legitimately cool people.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen one episode of it. I haven't gotten the chance to explore it any further. I did like what I saw, the one episode. I just haven't gotten any time, for whatever reason, to check any other episodes out. I mean, is it on Netflix or anything? Or?
It is on Netflix.
Okay.
There were 7 seasons of the show. Only 6 are on Netflix, but it's quite good. I like it a lot. It sticks to that Office format, but it does it a little bit differently. So it's a good time.
I like the one guy on there with the mustache. I think he's funny.
Yeah,
Nick Offerman.
That's Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
His character. His character is hilarious.
I think he was in...
I'll take item number 16. But, sir, that's our meat platter for eight people. I know what I'm about, son. Just bring it here.
Yeah, that guy's pretty funny. I liked him in, I think it was We're the Millers. I think he was in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, funny
He
guy.
was.
He's got probably some of the best one-liners in the show. Like, there's only thing I hate more than lying is skim milk, which is water lying that it's milk.
Nice.
What's really great about him is that he's a government worker who hates the government. So it's just like it's a show that's been on forever. But I thought I would bring it up because we have the top 100 coming on. But to switch focus a little bit, Greg, I know you were reading a comic written by one of my all-time favorite writers, Ed Brubaker. I was curious to hear what you had to say about it.
Yes, it also has a comic book artist that I have talked about before with the Chrononauts series, Sean Phillips. I think this was before the Chrononauts series. I liked his art style a lot better. It was a lot more fun in Chrononauts. I'm not sure if it was the story that the art takes place in or what that changes my mind about his artwork. It just doesn't seem quite as fun, but it is very dark, and it does kind of fit in the mood of the story of I kind of get the feel of a detective noir mixed with an H.P. Lovecraft Cthulhu type story. I read the 4 graphic novels that I got from Baltimore Comic-Con how many weeks back, and I think it's still ongoing, to be quite honest, because after I read the 4th one, I felt like, okay, what was the reveal of everything?
What's the name of the comic again?
It's the name of it is Fatale, which I believe is because there's a femme fatale in the story, and I don't think there's already something out there with the name of femme fatale. So it's mostly about this woman who kind of can't die. Well, she dies, but she doesn't die, but she's very, very old. It's a very complex story, which gives you a very, very slow burn, but still somehow keeps you intrigued. Brubaker is amazing at storytelling, so he definitely keeps you wanting to know what's going on with these people, but it's a very, very slow burn. It's like an old TV show. They take forever, like the old Doctor Who's. It takes 3 episodes to what they could do in 1 episode today.
Have you read the Fade Out at all? Because I know that's something he's currently doing with Sean Phillips as well.
I keep seeing that one around, but I have not picked that up. So I really don't know anything about it. But I think this is something that you would like, the Fatale series, because I know you like kind of back in the day detective type stories, which it kind of hits upon, but that kind of comes out of. It's a really weird mix. There's definitely an H.P. Lovecraft influence though in this story, which is kind of cool because I like me some H.P. Lovecraft.
Nice. I did not know that about you. So did you watch True Detective season 1? Because I know that was heavily influenced by
no, I haven't. I have a stack of comic books here that I have to read, and I still have graphic novels from the show. I've got TV shows to watch. I'm only on season 2 of animated Batman from the 90s. I've got stuff.
You got a stacked plate, is what you're saying. Yeah,
I do, and I always I've been sleeping a lot with this cold, so I've not been getting a lot done.
I know. It's tough. But so would you, at the end of the day, would you recommend Fatale or?
I'd say pick up the first one. If you're intrigued to read more from that one, I'd say definitely go on with it. But I would recommend reading 1. If you don't like it, I'm sorry that you had to spend the money on it. But if you go on, you're welcome, because it was such a slow burn. I feel like it kind of gets repetitive, but I still want to freaking know what's going on with this story. It's so weird and bizarre. And the way that Brubaker does things, I just want to know what the fuck's going on.
Jeez. All right. Well, good to know. And Chuck, I know you've also been watching something. Actually, I'm not sure what it was, but I'm curious to hear what you've been up to.
I think you'll be very curious because what I watched was the new Guardians of the Galaxy animated series.
Oh, I didn't even know that was out.
Yes, it premiered September 26th. There's been 4 episodes so far.
I am really far behind.
Yes.
Something else I need to watch. No.
I know. It's like a never-ending list. I know how you feel.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, like I said, there's been 4 episodes. It's actually on Disney XD. It's on Saturday nights at 9:30 Eastern Time.
They know their core audience, don't they? So
yeah.
Need people who are home on Saturday nights.
That's right.
But that's past my bedtime, so and I don't have Disney XD, so I'm on to watch both.
Neither do I, but I actually watched it online on the website.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Dan, you will be having Disney XD soon with Connor growing up.
No. Netflix.
Oh, Netflix, all right.
All the good cartoons go on XD, though. I think, well, I shouldn't say good, but most of the interesting ones, because I think the one Avengers cartoon was on XD, so...
Going on XD sounds like you're going on a drug. Yeah, I'm going on. Greg, maybe if you get some XD, you'll be able to
feel better. I know.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Get me some of that, people.
So far with Guardians of the Galaxy animated series, I am very impressed. I love the animation in it. It looks great to my eye. It just looks amazing. And I'm particularly impressed with the voice acting. They've managed to find voices that are very closely resembling the movie voices, which is pretty amazing. But they also sound great in their own right. Star-Lord's a little quirky with some of his jokes. Like, some of them are pretty lame. Like, I guess you'd call them not dad jokes, but it's like, I don't know. They kind of, sometimes, once in a great while, they'll overdo it with the comedy of Star-Lord, and his voice gets a little high-pitched and wonky and stuff. Like, you can tell it's kind of aiming towards the younger kids and stuff, but a lot of the other characters aren't necessarily like that, but the voices are great on it. So far, they just have the 5 main team members at this point. I have no idea if they plan to expand the team or not, but there are 26 episodes in development from what I've read, so we do get a complete full season, not like the old Silver Surfer cartoon where we got 13 episodes and they called it a season. But
have they brought in any like other Marvel cosmic characters that we would be aware of?
Yeah, actually, the cool thing they have done in the 4 episodes I've watched is each episode they have 1 or 2 guest characters on the show. Sort of like, usually it's a villain or something like that. Every once in a while they'll throw in an ally. There's been some movie characters in there already. Thanos has been in there. Karath the Pursuer, who worked under Ronan. The Collector's in there. A couple other exciting guys that I won't give away. But those are just in the first couple episodes. And the really cool thing about this animated series is they're continuing the trend with the great old school music.
Nice.
So in each episode they have 1 or 2 feature songs that they play at a certain point in the episode. And just to list, there's 5 of them that they've played so far in their 4 episodes. Obviously they played Hooked on a Feeling because that was sort of the main song for the entire movie. So they kind of played that in the beginning of the first one. Also, Funk Number 49, played that one. Drift Away.
That's pretty awesome that they're actually playing these songs, because just thinking of the licensing that they'd actually shell that out for a cartoon is pretty
absolutely
cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Funk Number 49 by the James Gang. Drift Away, which is a great song. Walk Away, another one by the James Gang. And then The Boys Are Back in Town. So,
Boys Are Back in Town.
Definitely,
like that song.
All those songs that sort of fit into that mold, like, that you would say, yeah, that definitely goes with the type of music we heard in the movie. And I thought that was a nice touch. That's pretty cool that they're doing that. I was pretty impressed with that because, obviously it made the movie work so well. But it's also kind of surprising because they're clearly targeting some younger audiences. And, I don't know, maybe I'm part of the target audience as well, so maybe it's not that big of a deal, but I'm kind of afraid most kids will be like, what is this music? But, the great thing about great music is that any generation can appreciate it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool aspect of it. But definitely check it out. If you don't have Disney XD, you can go to the website, which is watchdisneyxd.go.com, and you can type in your little... usually if you have a cable provider or something, you can have an ID and a password that you can enter in, and you can watch it on there for free. I have Comcast, so I put in my information and I could watch it.
It's interesting that you can watch it for free online, but you don't actually have the channel, but you have to put your ID in and information.
Right, I know, it's so weird. Like, why can't you just give it to me on my... Well, actually, no, I do have it on my TV, because we upgraded our package or whatever. But,
do you have a big package now, Chuck?
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff inside it. But
okay.
Channels,
Nice.
I mean, lots of channels. But yeah, definitely check it out.
The sad part is there's so much of it that goes unused.
Yeah. It really is ridiculous. Like, you're paying so much, and they give you you get 4 channels that you want, and 40 that you don't. So
you want this one channel? Well, don't you want the Knitting Network or something like that? It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But,
the Cat Fancy channel.
Well, I'm hoping it gets to Netflix and I can check it out there. So I'm glad it's at least better than the other stuff that they've been doing Marvel-wise, cartoons like the Avengers Assemble, because that was pretty awful. Alrighty, what we're going to do right now is take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be getting into our least favorite and favorite things. So we'll see you in a bit.
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin.
Join the 4 of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind? It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Adkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right, and we... Hey, again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and we... Okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Good.
No. What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
Hey guys, this is JD from the In Session Film Podcast. Every week on our show, you can join my co-host Brendan and I as we review the latest films that's out in theaters. It also inspires us to discuss a top 3 list of some sort, and we have a lot of other fun movie discussions as well. It's always a blast. And we also have a show on Fridays called our Extra Film Podcast. This is a show that gives us the space to talk about the latest indies and art films and other classics that we normally just don't get to talk about on our main show. You can find our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, SoundCloud, TuneIn Radio, Player FM, and more. In fact, you can just see everything about us, including our social medias, at InSessionFilm.com. So join us every week. We'd absolutely love to have you.
Alright, and welcome back. And what we're going to be doing today is a game called Favorite Least Favorite. I'll be throwing something out, and we'll talk about what our favorite and least favorite thing of that, whatever that is. And it's pretty simple as that. It could be something as season. What's our favorite season? Least favorite season? And of course, the answer to that is favorite fall, least favorite spring. That's how it works. That's the correct answer. No, I don't know. But I figured one of our favorite topics to talk about is food. And it's always good to find a reason to talk about food. So let's start with food here. It's kind of challenging, but let's start with some American food, and that is, where is our favorite and least favorite places to grab a good old fashioned American hamburger?
Ooh, it's tough. Who's going first here?
I think the Burger King should go first.
The Burger King?
Yeah, you're the Burger King.
I'm not the creepy guy from the commercial.
The dude with the creepy eyes and,
plastic face.
And deep breathing. Yeah.
I have very deep breathing, so I could do that aspect for you on the podcast here.
It's like Darth Vader got fired from the Empire and he's needed another job, so
spokesperson for Burger King.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of places, like a lot of little hole-in-the-wall places that I kind of like. Probably nothing anyone would recognize. So I guess I'll kind of go with... I'll go with more of like a chain place. It's not one burger in particular, but I'll go by the entire selection and the menu. I have to say Red Robin. I really like a good Red Robin burger.
Yum.
They do have a great selection, and last time I was there, I got this really spicy one with jalapenos and like ghost pepper sauce on it, and it was pretty freaking hot, but it was delicious. But yeah, they have a lot of great burgers there. I'd say Red Robin.
Greg, what about you?
Well, mine, if you're on the West Coast, you're going to know about it, or if you are a Food Channel addict like I am, you'll know about it because it was on Triple D a couple times. The place that I really enjoy is Hodad's. I actually have a hat from there. My boss and I, that's our first stop off whenever we go to San Diego Comic-Con. We stop off over at Hodad's. I get a burger, some fries, and a milkshake. And their freaking burger is just delicious.
Nice. I've never been. So are they like an In-N-Out burger, or are they like a fast food joint, or is it like...
No, it's a sit-down place. Just make sure you schedule some time in there, because there's usually a line to get into the place. It's very popular.
Nice. Well, mine's more of an East Coast to your West Coast, and it's, not the most, like, again, there's probably some small restaurants and stuff like that I would probably choose, but it'd be not very interesting to choose a restaurant no one's heard of. But, though, I gotta say, like, when I'm in the mood for a burger, this is usually the first place I think of, and it's Five Guys. For those that don't know, it originated in D.C., Nice. It's all over the East Coast. Burgers are pretty big. Usually when you get a regular burger, it's 2 burgers, and a lot of great toppings. My favorite are the jalapenos, because they're, like, fresh. So it's nice and juicy. I do like a greasy burger. I'm like, if I'm gonna go burger, I might as well go all the way with it. So I am a fan of Five Guys.
They do have great burgers. They have a huge selection of toppings too.
Yeah. My choice. It's I like to keep it simple. Go with the bacon, go with the barbecue sauce, and then go with the jalapenos. Yeah. I'm usually pretty set. So
nice.
So we had our favorite. Now the question becomes least favorite. Do you have a least favorite place that you'll get a burger, or maybe not get a burger since it's your least favorite? Chuck?
I'd just say probably, I guess, a well-known place, Johnny Rockets. I'm not a fan of their burgers at all. I really enjoy their milkshakes. They have great milkshakes, but they're, for whatever reason, their burgers just taste kind of funny to me. And it sucks because I love everything to do with like the 50s theme, like with the drive-in and the, that whole theme of everything and the old cars and everything. I love that, but yeah, not a fan of the way their burgers taste though.
Greg?
I'm going to have to go with a very, very well-known place. I do not like McDonald's. It's just a flat...
What's McDonald's?
I don't like... Nice, Chuck. I don't like onions on anything, really, so that's a big turnoff. And then if you get it without onions, it's just kind of like this weird, tasteless...
piece of cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the greatest. Like, if you're gonna go fast food burgers, I'd go like Wendy's or Burger King or something like that.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you're not loving it?
No, not loving it.
Wow.
How dare you? Yeah, I don't. You ever see the thing where someone like got, I think it was like a Big Mac or something like that, and they put it in like a case, or they put it like on the shelf to see if it wouldn't get moldy, and it didn't. It never molded, which scares me to death. But yeah, their McDonald's burgers are pretty awful. They're usually like a last resort for me if I have to go there.
Their breakfast, though, I love their breakfast food.
Really?
Yes.
I know that they're like 24 hours now with breakfast, but I never understood the love of their microwave pancakes and fake eggs.
Mine is kind of a nostalgia thing because I used to go with my grandfather in the morning.
I get that. I can see that.
I gotta admit, their hash browns I really, really do enjoy.
Yes,
especially when they're extra crunchy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
see, I have like Chick-fil-A, and like Chick-fil-A is the place to go for breakfast here. It's just
I never had them for breakfast.
Well, we don't really have a Chick-fil-A around here for the most part.
No, there was one in State College when I was at Penn State, but I never went there for breakfast. Only.
It's a good time. It's a good time. Not gonna lie. My least favorite place to get burgers, I would probably make McDonald's, but another one that comes to mind, another famous restaurant would probably be actually Hooters, just because their food in general is pretty awful. Because I guess people go there for other reasons. I'm not sure. But their food's pretty bad. But probably my least favorite would be McDonald's as well.
What do you mean? What are the reasons?
I guess their wings are okay. Maybe I don't know.
I had a waitress there once that had a thicker mustache than I did.
Well, yeah. That's awesome. Was that the York Hooters?
It was New York Hooters, yeah.
Hey, honey, you gonna finish those up, or you gonna shave them for later?
I'll shave them for later, thanks.
Nice. Well, with burgers comes fries, and sometimes great burger places have bad fries. Sometimes they have good fries. And do you guys have any favorite place that you really love getting fries?
I have a lot of favorites. I do enjoy McDonald's a lot. I would have to say my absolute favorite French fries that I've ever had was Curly's fries on the Wildwood Boardwalk. They are incredible. And for me not to use ketchup on fries, like, they have to be really good.
Nice.
So I don't use a drop of ketchup on those things. They are amazing, just the way they season them and everything. They're like the crinkle cut ones too.
Nice. That's the way to go.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Greg?
I never really thought about French fries much.
No, come on, you got to think about them.
I really like it when we get them in at Five Guys, and the peanut butter oil that they use on them, I think, works really nice. I don't know. I just like those fries for some reason.
Nice.
They're the only ones really coming to mind, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go with Five Guys.
You don't deeply think about French fries when you at night?
No, not. Well, I know what I would go with, maybe. The French fries, nobody else is going to know this. It's a local food truck. What the Fork Truck has some really good fries, and they have a lot of options when it comes to fries. So I'll go with What the Fork Truck.
They are the second best food truck in the United States. So
really, where was that declared?
They were on the competition on Kelly and Michael morning show or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They entered it. A bunch of food trucks entered. They finished second in the entire nation.
Nice. My favorite, actually, place we talked about is actually probably Chick-fil-A, because they have the waffle fries. They're really big, like waffle fries. And what actually kind of sets it over the top is that their ketchup packets, which is pretty sad, but not that, like, they don't have the flimsy ketchup packets, but they're like the plastic. You only need like one of them. It's amazing. It's like
where you can actually dip it in.
Yeah, you can their ketchup packet technology is years above all other fast food restaurants. It's like they did some digging, and then they figured out, what, opening up 18 ketchup packets and getting just enough, ketchup is kind of time consuming. So
and very frustrating.
Yeah, good points for that. So, all right, so maybe let's you have a least favorite place to go for fries. Anything that comes to mind? Fries you can't stand, you think that are awful?
I don't have a specific place, but I just don't like it when the fries aren't cooked all the way. Like when you bite into it and it's a raw potato. I think that's disgusting when you're looking for a French fry. You're looking nice, kind of crunchy outside, kind of like a mashed potato-y inside. If it's on my front, I like the crispy ones sometimes.
Have a pierogi.
You get those. I'd get those at school lunches all the time, where the fry was like half cooked. You're like,
I don't like it when they're raw like that.
Or if you're like McDonald's late at night, where they're just like these have clearly been made 4 hours ago and they've been sitting out. So amazing.
That's the best part. I don't know. It's kind of hard to screw up fries for me. I kind of like Greg. I hate when they're like soggy and everything, and I love it when they're like really crispy. Like I love diner fries that are like really crispy, like those thick ones. I like those a lot. But
you like them thick and crispy?
Yes,
hard?
Yes. I guess probably one of my least favorite, probably Sheetz fries, because they're kind of just bland. I don't know. They don't have much flavor.
Yeah, that's my issue with Wendy's fries. I feel like they've gotten a little bit better since they've changed the recipe, but
you got to dip them in that Frosty, yo.
Yeah, but then like that's the Frosty's good. The fry itself is pretty tasteless. and that, I mean that literally, not like figuratively. All right, well, let's move away from food for a little bit, and let's talk about some actors. And I'm going to throw an actor out there, and maybe you guys can tell me, if you can, your favorite movie from that actor, and maybe your least favorite movie from that actor, or maybe if they're a TV actor, their least favorite TV show or whatever. So I'll start with one of our personal favorites in this podcast, and that's Sylvester Stallone.
Nice.
I know. Do you have a favorite and the least favorite Stallone movie?
Well, my favorite would definitely be Rocky. Are you gonna make me pick a Rocky? Which one?
If you would like.
I've always been partial to number 4, but I also really enjoy number 2 for whatever reason. But
I do enjoy myself a good number 2 as well.
Yes, and nothing feels better than a big number 2. Usually in the morning I like to do it, but I don't know where this is going. But yeah, least favorite Stallone movie? That's tough. I mean, there's none of them that I really hate. Like, I guess if I could twist it a little bit to like corniest, so therefore the least enjoyable for me, but still enjoyable, would probably be Over the Top.
Yeah.
Even if it's corny, I still enjoy it. But I like so many of his other, like I love Rambo and Rocky. Demolition Man was a great movie.
Sapper, my mom will shoot.
Yeah, Tango and Cash, that's a classic. Lock Up, Cobra, I love those.
What about Rhinestone?
Oh, and we have a winner. I forgot about that. With Dolly Parton, I forgot about that.
Drinkenstein?
Yeah.
Okay, make that the worst one, yeah, because that's...
I think I'll agree with that on the worst one.
See, what happened was I forcibly pushed that out of my mind like 20 years ago. So, yeah, that's why I didn't.
Greg, do you have a favorite Rocky movie?
Favorite Rocky movie?
Or, sorry, favorite Stallone movie?
Yeah, I'm going to go with it was right in my sweet spot because it's bad, good sci-fi movie, and that is Demolition Man. You've also got an awesome performance in there by Wesley Snipes, and Taco Bell is a classy restaurant. Come on.
I know. And you would say Rhinestone is your least favorite as well?
Yeah, even though I've never seen it, I heard it on How Did This Get Made, and it just sounds terrible.
Well, Greg, I have the $1 million question for you, though. Because you said you like Demolition Man. Have you figured out the 3 seashells?
I have not figured out the 3 seashells. They have. If you look on the internet, there's a whole bunch of speculation about that.
Yeah, I'm not looking for speculation. I want to know the truth. I want like rock hard theory.
Well, I think the first one. I think you let. Well, here's what I heard, and I'm not sure that it's going to work out. Like,
do we want to go down this road?
You use it. It's my fault. Kind of like a crane from a claw machine, so the little snappy things. So you kind of put 2 together like that, and you stick it in between your cheeks. And kind of crane machine the piece of poop, and you pull it out. Which I don't know how that's going to work out because I'm kind of a hairy dude. That would be pulling out some butthole hairs and not pleasant at all.
I had to ask.
And then I think you scrape with the last one. But then I want to know what you do with them afterwards. If you get 3 new seashells or what? Because those are disgusting from the last guy that used it. So we got just poop contaminated seashells all
just
the time?
Make sure you don't try to listen to the ocean after you use it.
Or yeah, you know what word should not be used in that operation is scraping. That should not be something that you want to be doing.
No, right? Exactly.
Yeah, it's not ice on a windshield.
I don't know where the seashell operation came from. So
very tender. It's a very tender part.
It's almost as if they did it and didn't actually have any type of intention of actually figuring out how to use it. But my favorite, actually, I think my favorite probably would be the first Rambo. I think that might be my favorite. That's up there, or Rocky's, if not. Least favorite though for me maybe actually Judge Dredd. Not a big fan of Judge Dredd. That movie's kind of a letdown. Also, maybe because it's most recent, but one that comes to mind is just I was not a big fan of Expendables 3. Not because of him, but because of all the awful other actors that they got to replace all the good people we wanted to see.
Did you see the one he did, Bullet to the Head?
I did. It was okay.
I didn't see that. I was wondering if it was worth a watch or not.
I think if you're Stallone, it is kind of your throwback Stallone film.
Yeah.
So if you're a fan of that, well, if you could talk about Stallone, let's talk about his counterpart. Very much that we're considered as a counterpart, and that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Greg, do you have a favorite Schwarzenegger film?
Not really, but if I'm going to go with one, I'm going to go more towards his action comedy, and I'm going to go with Kindergarten Cop.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm just going with Kindergarten Cop. It's not a tumor. I did that terribly with a cold. Someone please do that so it's right. Chuck, please do it. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Thank you. This cold is killing me. But yeah, I'm going to go with that just because, I don't know.
I thought you might go Total Recall, but maybe that's not corny. I guess it's not too corny.
No, not really. And it's not so bad that it's good. There's some weird parts, but I don't know. I'm going to go with Kindergarten Cop because I don't know. I just think that one's funny.
Chuck?
Well, I do like me some Jingle All the Way, that's for sure. Especially teaming up with Sinbad, that was a great combination. But I still would have to say I love the classic. I love the Terminator.
Terminator 2, Terminator 1, do you have a preference?
I think the original. I think Terminator 1.
Interesting.
I just remember I've mentioned it before, I was so scared when I watched that movie because I think I was like 5 or 6, and just that metal robot crawling through the thing chasing just freaked the crap out of me. But
nice. Yeah, I'd probably go Terminator 2 for my favorite. Predator's not too far behind as well.
Yeah,
good. For my least favorite, though, I might go with a more recent movie, Sabotage, which was pretty awful on every front. It's not good at all.
Was that the one where he was the sheriff in the one town, or no?
No, that was
Walk Tall.
No, that was
Walk the Line.
No,
there was something with
Cash.
a walk. there was
the last
Walking Dead.
It was The Last Stand. Was the movie you're talking about?
Last Stand. Okay.
But yeah, that movie was pretty bad. He was also in Around the World in 80 Days, which was a pretty awful movie, but he wasn't the main star in that. But you know what? Really though, his worst movie, probably Batman and Robin.
Ooh, yeah.
You guys have another least favorite Schwarzenegger film?
I would probably say, have to say Twins.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. That movie didn't do it for me. I don't know.
You know, that was the #1 movie that came out that year.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I guess. I mean, there's some funny parts, but he just seems really out of place in that movie. Maybe that's what works for some people, but he just seemed kind of like dopey in it. I don't know. Not dopey, but
I get it. Greg, do you have a least favorite Schwarzenegger film?
Not really. I just find him amusing in every role that he's in, so I don't find that any of them are too bad because he's always there and amusing. What was that one where there was something with the devil going on?
The Sixth Day, I think.
Yeah, that one was pretty awful as I remember it, because he wasn't like even just goofy, enjoyable Schwarzenegger-isms. It was he was playing it way, 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 way straight and serious. So I'll go with that one. Because I didn't even remember the name of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, his late 90s run was not great. Like, he had the Sixth Day, The End of Days, and he was not feeling well after, like, True Lies. He can never recapture it, I think. So, all right. Well, let's switch gears again. Let's look at vehicles. And actually, one I would be curious about, and I don't know if you guys would have a least favorite, but I'm sure you would have at least a favorite Batmobile. Do you have the Batmobile you like more than any other?
Ooh. Oof. Greg, you want to go first?
Sure. I'm going to go with the original Michael Keaton Batman Batmobile.
From 1989.
Yes.
Nice.
Little nostalgia in there, and just I thought it was awesome and very slick looking, even though I don't think you would be able to make turns that well.
No, not the most well-designed car, maybe. But Chuck, do you have one?
I definitely don't like the ones from Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. Not a fan of those. I really haven't been a fan of the Tumbler either. I know it works better in that movie because it's more of a practical, type of thing, like military vehicle. I do like the Tim Burton one a lot. I was gonna say that one, but just to be different, I'm gonna go with the animated series Batmobile.
The one from the original?
Yeah, the 90s Batman animated series. I like that Batmobile a lot too. It's very sleek looking,
Yeah.
Very streamlined.
I had the toy. That was a fun toy. But I will be not that different. And I actually really like the Tumbler. I do. But I think my favorite too, when I think Batmobile, I think of either the animated series or the 1989 one. That's one I go to. And you know what? Even the 69 Adam West Batmobile has its charm as well. So.
Yeah.
But do you have? You would say your least favorite would be like the Batman Forever one, or Batman and Robin?
Yeah, the one with the gigantic dorsal fin on the top, whatever the hell that is. That one is horrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I really liked that, but in retrospect, I was also like 12 or 10. But yeah, that was pretty bad. So.
Can I choose my worst?
Yeah, go right ahead, Greg.
There was way before even the Adam West one. There was another Batman TV show, and they had a Batmobile for that, and it just looked like Italian sports car. Like, just not have a Batmobile if you're going to go that route. Like, come on.
Yeah, nothing to it.
Yeah.
Well, let's. We talked about cartoons, so let's go there. And do you have? We're talking about Batman, so let's stay with Batman. I feel like there's an easy go-to for Batman, but let's expand it. Batman cartoon, your favorite Batman cartoon. You could even include, if you want to, some of the DC animated movies, if you would like, or what have you. Do you have a favorite Batman cartoon?
90s.
The 90s series.
90s series. I'm going through them again. It's kind of exciting to watch all of them over again. They're probably not as good as some of the newer stuff, but once again, nostalgia reigns supreme for me. And it was just mind-blowing for back then, especially the opening title sequence. Kind of was like, I wish the whole thing was kind of like that. It was kind of abstract and everything, but I'm going to go with that. There was a lot of music, very orchestral sounding. It just had it all kind of hitting on every cylinder possible and plus some. So I'm going to go with the original 90s.
Interesting. Chuck, you agree?
Yeah, I'm going to go original 90s animated series as well for Batman. I was a huge fan of that when I was a kid. I remember watching it intensely and wanting the toys for every birthday and Christmas. I wanted like they actually had the Batman animated series toy line. Like I wanted those figures from that line and stuff. I was obsessed with it for a few years there. But I will say a close second would have to be the DC animated movie Under the Red Hood. I thought that was amazing. I thought it was really well done.
Hey, Chuck, I know who he is.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do. Dan saw that one coming a million miles away. He had a preemptive laugh.
Well, don't tell me because I don't want to ruin it. So.
Yeah, that one's really good. I actually really like the Dark Knight Returns movie as well. But I think my personal favorite, and I love the 90s series, but which is kind of this one's tied into that, and it's Batman Beyond, but specifically the Batman Beyond Return of Joker. To me, that's just like the kind of encapsulated the entire everything, because it has the 90s series very much influence along with Batman Beyond. So that might be my favorite Batman cartoon is that one. So, and have you guys seen that?
I have not, oddly enough. I want it to be on Netflix, but I don't think it is.
I think I've seen a couple select episodes, but I haven't really watched a ton of it.
I actually own it, the first 2 seasons, so I don't have the Batman Beyond movie because it was separate, but I like Batman Beyond quite a bit. So instead of looking at Batman, I was trying to think of maybe picking like the X-Men, but I feel like that would be too obvious. So let's make it more general. Marvel. Do you have a favorite Marvel cartoon and a least favorite Marvel cartoon?
The least favorite is that freaking one with Punisher and Scarlet Witch.
Oh god, that movie's so bad.
Or not Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. My bad. And what was the other one? There was an Iron Man and Hulk one. They've had a string here of really awful. Why did you even put this out? Just save up all the money that you used for those two and spend the money on one really good quality animated Marvel movie, because those were just freaking stinkers. As for best, I'm going to have to think about it, but it's probably going to be 90s X-Men.
Chuck, do you have a favorite? Or, well, we're on least favorite. Do you have a least favorite Marvel cartoon?
I think least favorite would have to be probably the 1967 Spider-Man series.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
I mean...
But he can do whatever a spider can.
He can. I mean, obviously it was great for its time and everything, but just, it's so corny, like, to watch it. I mean, it was kind of like reading the really old comics. Like, everything is, like, over-explained, over-emphasized. You have that really, really outdated song in the beginning. Which is a classic Spidey song, but when you compare it to the other animated shows, even from the 90s, it does not stack up well.
Yeah, that's the one I'm actually going to go with. Well, one from the 90s, but not the Spider-Man 90s one, but the Avengers cartoon from the 90s. That one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one is not very good.
The one where they had the little pieces of armor and stuff.
Yeah, it was like heavily influenced by like Power Rangers. They would like morph into these like different costumes. It was an Adventures cartoon that didn't have Iron Man, Captain America, or Thor. It was led by Ant-Man, and
I would like to have been in that board meeting. Like, here's our proposal. Like,
it was pretty god awful. It was bad on all fronts. So. But do you guys have a favorite cartoon, X-Men cartoon, or not X-Men? Do you have a favorite Marvel cartoon? My guess is I have an idea of where you're going, but I'm curious.
Yeah, mine is unequivocally the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Yeah. Greg, are you gonna...
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that even comes close. I'm gonna go...
Spider-Man,
I kind of grew out of Spider-Man, to be quite honest, and I wasn't too keen on that show to begin with. So it was good, but
I did like the Spider-Man quite a bit. That would be my second one, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm inclined to say X-Men. I think probably, in all honesty, that's probably my favorite Marvel cartoon. Though what's actually kind of really a close second is a recent one, which is the Avengers or Marvel's Mighty, or no, what it was called?
Earth's Mightiest Heroes.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that a lot. And Wolverine and the X-Men I thought was very good. Had a lot of potential, but was canceled too soon. And if we're just looking at the Marvel movies, the Hulkverse I enjoyed that, especially the Hulk vs. Wolverine.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I liked the Wolverine one. Yeah,
it's probably the only animated movie that they made which was pretty good. So, looking at the world of comics, do you guys have a favorite and least favorite author or artist that you go to?
Least favorite, Michael Brian Bendis.
As an author?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would second that.
Least favorite artist, Rob Liefeld.
Ditto.
Not Joe Romano Jr.?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I forgot about him.
No, I'm still going with Liefeld or Liefeld, however you say it. Nobody cares about him.
I'd go Liefeld too, which is probably my least favorite artist. I don't hate Bendis as much as you guys, but I can see the hate there for him. I don't know who my least... Maybe Joe Quesada, honestly. if we can count him. So, but I don't know.
For my favorite author, I'm going to go with Brian K. Vaughan. A lot of great stuff. Saga is freaking fantastic. Why the Last Man was freaking awesome. I'm still trying to find a third of that to keep... Or no, actually the second to find the hardcover of that to keep going with that series. Ex Machinima, I didn't read it, but I heard that was really fantastic. He's got We Stand on Guard out right now. That's not been his greatest, but it's still really good. So I'm gonna go with Brian K. Vaughan, or Scott Snyder has really good stuff with Batman or Witches.
Yeah, Chuck, you have a favorite author or artist?
It's really tricky to narrow down. I do have a lot of favorites, but I'd have to say favorite author. Got to go with my man Jim Starlin.
Nice.
Yeah, always liked his stuff. All the Infinity stuff, I couldn't get enough when I was reading all that stuff. And he did some work for DC too. He did a lot of great things. But artist, I know it's incredibly cliche, but I can't help what I like. I'm a really big Jim Lee fan. And not only because of the 90s X-Men stuff, I do love that, but I also love a lot of his DC stuff. I really love the way he draws Superman and Batman.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, Jim Lee's an all-time great. Probably my favorite author would probably be someone you talked about already, Ed Brubaker. I loved his run in Captain America. It's probably one of my favorite stories. I'm reading Fade Out right now. That's been quite good. I loved his run in Daredevil. So if he's on a comic, I'm probably going to read it. I mean, he has some stuff I did not like, but overall, I just love his style. It fits kind of my sensibilities because, again, I love the kind of classic crime noir stuff, and he does a lot of that. Artists, it's hard.
Yeah, I'm still trying to think.
Alex Ross is up there. I do like his stuff. I feel like that's a cheat though, because he's like a different category altogether.
Yeah.
But probably, I don't know. I feel like a comic book is special when I know Steve McNiven is drawing it. I just find his, especially like his stuff for Civil War was really good. But I don't know, something about his art is. If he's doing a book, I'm gonna be reading it.
I like Francis Letelieu. I really liked his early run on the Avengers. He's kind of going a little softer with the style lately, which I'm not too fond of. I think Scotty Young has a really cool style. I just read his Image release, I Hate Fairyland. Really well written. The artwork's really good, but it's definitely way towards his graffiti cartoon style. So he definitely has a good thing going there. Greg Capullo's been really great on Batman, pushing that out. Stuart Emmerman is really great on everything that he does. He's got a nice... It kind of leans a little bit more towards the cartoon side, but he's got a really great style. He's got a classic look for the characters that I really enjoy.
Greg, I know a couple of guys that you and I have always liked a whole lot was Andy and Adam Kubert.
Oh, yes. The Kuberts are really great, especially... I always mix them up, but I think it was Andy's run on the early 90s X-Men covers. I always loved those.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a good bring up, Chuck. But artists, I could go on forever about the different artists that I really enjoy. You've also got, and I'm having trouble coming up with her name, but it's Fiona Staples on Saga. Just came up with it. Her artwork is gorgeous. I'm not sure if somebody else does the coloring on there, but the combination of the two is just gorgeous, and you just want to live in those worlds that come up there. But yeah, I could go on and on about artists. I love Humberto Ramos, Dave Johnson, Amanda Connor's really great with the Harley Quinn stuff. Like I'm gonna shut up now because I could just go on and on about the artists.
No problem. You did bring up Scotty Young, and I should mention him. I do like him because I feel like there's like no one else like Scotty Young because he especially I feel like Marvel has actually been quite good with him and being able to kind of let him do his thing and give him like projects that let him shine.
Yeah, they're letting him go a little bit too crazy with the baby variants. I wish they would calm that down a little bit. I did like it when he was the last little bit of Cable and Deadpool. But
Though I would say, I don't know if you read it's like the Little X-Men, or what is it called? It's like the kid version of X-Men versus
No,
Avengers.
I did.
It's quite funny. It's actually quite good. Yeah. It's I would recommend
the X-Babies.
No, I forget what it's called. It's like little, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But anyways, that'll take us to the end of the show for today. If you want to get in contact with us, you can do so in a number of ways. You can email us at feedback@geekcastradio.com or talkingincircles@live.com, or on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Talking in Circles, GCRN. You guys are also on Twitter. What are your Twitter names?
I am at HeroicAgeChuck.
I am at The Create Forge.
And I am at Movie Revolt. But that'll be it for this week. We'll be back next week. Same time, same channel, same podcast feed. But for now,
this has been Chuck.
This has been Greg, or Humberto Ramos, Scotty Young, Fiona Staples, Stuart Immerman, Sean Phillips.
Okay. And I think okay.
Terry Dodson. I forgot Terry Dodson before.
And we've been talking about different artists and talking in circles. We'll see you next week.
I'm very sad that I forgot Terry Dodson. I'm sorry, Terry Dodson. I love how he draws women. J. Scott Campbell is not liked by a lot of people with how he draws women, but I'm kind of into that over-sexualized look that he has going. But should I shut up now?
4 hours later. And then